Hi, this is Paul. I've got some sad news for the fans of the Freddie and Paul show. Our friend Dogbark has passed away. On New Year's Day, I got a message from his family that he was living alone for the last few months. A couple of daughters had been living with him, but they had moved out to go to some other places, and so he'd been living alone. And then New Year's Eve, the family kept trying to contact him, and they couldn't. And so they went over to the house, and they found that he had passed. And this is a surprise. He was quite energetic, although he walked slowly. Most people don't know a lot about his story. I'll leave a link below to a video on Chemo's channel where Dogbark shared some of his story. Dogbark loved sharing about his story. One of my real regrets is I never got around to doing a proper randos with him. Because he had quite a story, he was really quite a man. He became a Christian because he got really interested in blues music. And so he started playing with blues bands in Sacramento. And as he was playing with blues bands, he began to see a real overlap between gospel people who went to church, African Americans who went to church, and gospel bands in the blues, because of course the blues is deeply rooted in the African American story and tradition. And so he became a Christian and was a Christian for a number of years. He, maybe 14 years ago or so, I don't know the exact, he had some heart trouble, and so he had some heart surgery. And the doctors expected that after his surgery, he would just bounce back, and he was a house painter and continue to work. But he never bounced back. And in fact, he stayed, according from what he told me, stayed pretty much at home. And so was kind of a shut-in, kind of bedridden. A couple of years after that, his wife passed of cancer. And so he had family living with him in his home. He had a big home. He has 6 kids. And so just for about 10 years, just really didn't do much, except he found YouTube eventually and started watching YouTube. And he started watching YouTube. Somehow or another, he found the Freddie and Paul show and me and Living Stones, and so started watching the Freddie and Paul show and was leaving comments on the Freddie and Paul show, mostly about the music. He was a big encourager when it comes to music. I'm going to also leave a link to his channel. He made so many videos, YouTube would limit the number of videos he could upload a day because he just kept making so many music videos. He liked making videos with his beats so that other people could make music to them. He loved the Freddie and Paul show. He loved encouraging Freddie and Charles and Chemo to make music. He would often go down to Old Sacramento with them to make music and other places in town. He was just such a joy. So I'll continue with his story. So then, about a year and a half ago or so, he started feeling better. And he was like, I used to go to church. I want to go to church again. Well, where am I going to go to church? And, well, he had been watching Living Stones and the Freddie and Paul show. So one day, Freddie comes rushing to me, Dogbark's here, Dogbark's here. And I'm like, because I knew he lived in town. And so here he comes. And so sure enough, then he joined us on the Freddie and Paul show. And of course, that was before Nancy's passing. And he was a great fit for the Freddie and Paul show. Loved playing his harmonica. I've used some of his songs for branding for the channel. Chemo says that there's some video out there of him before his heart attack when he used to play with blues bands. I'm going to have to get those links from Chemo. Maybe Chemo can drop them in the comment section here. And so he started coming to Estuary, loved Estuary. He couldn't drive after he came back, so he always took Uber. He always took Uber and Lyft, and he would always strike up a conversation with the drivers. And the drivers were from all over the world and had all different religions, and so he'd started talking to them about it. When he first started coming to Living Stones, see if I have him, he wanted to hand out chick tracts, like when he was downtown, and he asked if it'd be okay if he could stamp Living Stone's address on the back. I said sure. And I don't know how many chick tracts he handed out, but I thought that was quite an idea that he had. And so, but he visited his son told me that when he died, he was actually sort of hanging out with 4 different churches, which is fine, because I don't think one church could really satisfy everything that he wanted. He sort of came out of bed. I don't know if you remember the Gene Wilder version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where Uncle, what uncle was it? I forget. But the one uncle that went with Charlie to the chocolate factory, he bursts out of bed and he dances, and that was kind of chemo, or not chemo, but that was kind of Dogbark, because he wouldn't really dance. He would sort of shuffle, and he was really a slow mover. But inside, he was not moving slowly. Inside, he was ready to enjoy the world and ready to rejoin church and ready to get into music and ready to go out to eat and make friends. And, he really enfolded, the Freddie and Paul show crew, and encouraged them, and, took videos of them, and just always encouraged Freddie to dance and to do more music. And so, yeah, his loss is a big loss. And he was very faithful coming to Estuary. He loved coming to Estuary. He loved the different ideas. He loved telling stories. He had good stories. And so it is, I don't know, he had heart trouble years ago, so it might have been a heart attack. I don't know what caused his passing. His health wasn't great, but inside he was very alive. And as I told Chemo, I have no questions where he is. He's no longer fettered by his body, but now he can make music better than he ever could in this world. And so I'm gonna miss Dogbark. I'm gonna miss him a lot. And so I thought I'd make this announcement, because I know people sort of come and go in the corner, and people sort of come and go in the Freddie and Paul show. And I know that he's been gone for a little while from the Freddie and Paul show, because, again, he's sort of cycling through churches. He found a church that was closer to home. And so he was just going to different churches. I mean, because part of the difficulty with someone like him was no church was ever sort of enough. Living Stones sort of fit the part of him. He told me when because when Chemo started playing piano, Chemo was just sort of learning piano, so he'd play with one hand. And Dogbark said to me, he said, if this church can tolerate a pianist with one hand, they can probably tolerate me. And I thought, yeah, we might be short on money. We might be short on different kinds of talent. We might be short on finesse and facade. But what we are not short on at Living Stones is character. And what we are not short on at Living Stones is you can find your place here too. And that is what he recognized. And he had his place here. And it's too bad, because his favorite month of the year was February, because usually February we do African American spirituals for Black History Month, and he loved last February. He loved it. He says, I wish this was our music all year long at Living Stones. It's like, yeah, Living Stones, we're a pretty eclectic bunch. And so we are very, very much going to miss him. He was a sweet, sweet man, and full of energy and full of life. And I'm glad that he had this year and a half of sort of renewed energy before he passed, so that I could get to know him, and so that I could be his friend, and so that the rest of us, especially in the Freddie and Paul show, and others at Living Stones, could get to know him. And so maybe I'll play the I'll just add to this a couple of my favorites. If I'll leave a link to the playlist to the Freddie and Paul show too, and to his channel, so that if you want to explore it. And he, when I would play his music as branding on live streams, he'd be like, yeah, play as much as you want. I just want to get it out there. He just wanted to fill the world with music. And he made a joyful noise, as Psalm 100 says, and that's who he was, and that's who he did. That's what he did. And so, prayers for his family.
Well, where are you here?
Oh, there I am. Hey.
Where are you? Where?
Got me?
Oh boy.
How you think so?
Yeah. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me.
Come on, Dad.
Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. All along this Jesus journey. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Yeah.
Walk with my mama.
You walk with my mama.
Walk with me.
Walk with me too.
You walk with my mama.
Yeah.
Walk with me.
And walk with me too.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Jesus
journey.
I want Jesus.
Want Jesus.
Walk with me.
Walk with me. Hold my hand, Lord. Hold my hand. Hold my hand, Lord. Hold my hand. All along this Jesus journey. Hold my hand, Lord. And hold my hand.
Walk with Moses.
You walk with Moses.
Walk with me.
Walk with me.
You walk with Moses. Walk with me.
Walk with me.
While I'm home.
Yeah.
Yes,
Jesus journey.
I want Jesus.
I want Jesus to walk with me.
Oh, I like to go. Say, walk with me, Lord. How y'all doing?
Walk with me. Walk with me.
Lord. Walk with me.
Walk with me.
I'm on my
Yeah, Lord.
I want Jesus
I want Jesus
to walk with me.
to walk with me. Walk with David, a little shepherd boy.
That's a deal with that woman.
Yeah, you made him a great king. I know David shouted for joy. You walked with David, and he's a little shepherd boy. You made him a great king, and David shouted for joy.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. So walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. All along this Jesus journey. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Gotta walk with me, Lord.
Yeah! That was rocking great, brother.
Oh, yeah.